What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel. We are here today for the Physical Media Report, episode 271. That is right, guys, your weekly dose of physical media goodness, where we talk about everything new and exciting in the world of 4K and Blu-ray. And man, oh man, look, we got some cool stuff to talk about today. We got plenty of Vinegar Syndrome announcements to talk about. We got a really cool Steelbook announcement from Sony. We've got Scream Factory stuff to dive into. We've got one of my all-time favorite comedies that's getting a 4K upgrade. So there's some good stuff to get into here today. I don't know if you'll be the most excited for it, but I'm definitely excited for some announcements we've gotten in the past week. Before we get into it, though, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That's very important. We talk about all things physical media here on this channel: Blu-rays, 4Ks, owning the movies that you love, all that stuff there behind me every single day. If you like the kind of stuff, the kind of content, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, guys. And if you're just a fan of movies, if you're a fan of owning the movies that you love, like that's what we get into here. I do these weekly physical media updates. So yeah, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, comment down below, what are you the most excited about of all the stuff that we're going to get into today? So let me bring up my Instagram account, the Physical Media Report, which if you're not following me over on this account, I've got it linked down below. I've also got my main account, Mid-Level Media, as well. But this account I use primarily for new announcements. So if you want to be in the know, like as it gets announced, I try to keep up with it. I've really been trying to keep up with the announcements on this page over the past few weeks. So yeah, definitely give me a follow over here. And let's get into it, guys, because it's a busy week. It is a busy week. Let's start with the new Scream Factory Steelbooks that were announced. And we'll get into the more like official Scream Factory announcements here momentarily. But these were announced before the official announcements. These are Amazon exclusive Steelbooks. So you're not going to find these on the actual Scream Factory website or anywhere else. They are exclusively on Amazon. But of course, we knew that Scream Factory, I mean, they've done a lot of the John Carpenter films, new 4K Steelbooks. We just got Prince of Darkness announced. They Live, they've done before. So we kind of knew that this was coming eventually. I mean, Halloween is just too massive of a franchise for them to not want to go back to that well and redo these 4Ks and nice 4K steelbooks. So we knew this was coming, I'm sure. But here you have it, guys. This is a nice new 4K steelbook from Scream Factory. It's coming out on September the 16th. You can pre-order it on Amazon right now, currently for $44.99, which I feel like that price will probably go down before this is released. But it's a nice steelbook, guys. I do like the design on it. It gets a little crazy. Over here you got Michael Myers on top of the car, of course, from the beginning of the film. And he does look like he's dancing a little bit on the top of the car, but it's still a cool image with the lightning in the background and the rain. I like it. And I mean, the cover looks more Halloween 4 poster than it does, than it reminds me of the original Halloween, but I think it's still a good cover. I do like it. Do I like it enough to double dip because I've already got the Scream Factory Halloween 4K? I don't know about that, because this has all the same stuff. It's got the 4K disc, it's got the Blu-ray disc, it's got all the same special features. It's not like the Jaws Steelbook where they added new special features or anything like that, but it will be available exclusively on Amazon on September the 16th. And then in addition to that, we got Halloween 2, 4K Steelbook as well. Now, this is a 3-disc set because I think there's some additional cuts of this. I believe the TV cut is on this. It's been a while since I watched my Halloween 2 4K, but I do think there's a couple of cuts on here, and there's some really good features that Scream Factory produced on those Blu-rays back in 2013 or 2012 when they first launched the Scream Factory label. But Halloween 2 4K Steelbook is going to be coming from Scream Factory on September the 16th. This is also an Amazon exclusive Steelbook, and it is available to pre-order right now for the same price as the first one, $44.99. So, just like the first one, I like this Steelbook. I like Michael Myers, with the fire in the background, the whole like Ben Tramer wreck thing, where he was wearing the mask, and then you got Michael Myers like emerging from that. Very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And then you got the full image right here. I don't know if I'm crazy about like how it splits. Like maybe it would have been better to like close that in and maybe put Michael Myers' mask, make it a part of the spine, so it was a more full image when you took it out. But I get it. Like maybe they wanted, bigger images for the front and the back of Michael, the half face. But I do love the fact that it's got the hospital on the back. It's got Lori in the hospital gown crawling away from it. On the inside, you got Sam Hain as well, like from the school. So there's some really cool stuff that's very like Halloween 2 specific on the steelbook that I really like. I don't love like the grayish border around it. I don't quite know what that's all about. But as far as like the artwork and the things that they chose to include here, definitely very Halloween 2. And Halloween 2, guys, I've said it before, it's my favorite. So if I get any of these steelbooks, I'll probably get the second one, even though it's like, well, if I get the second one, I might as well get the first one. And then, guys, if these sell well, we'll get 3, we'll get 4, we'll get 5 at some point, new 4K steelbooks of those. Will we get 6 H2O and Resurrection? I don't know, because they got those in a deal. I don't know if they can release those separately. Maybe a steelbook triple pack with those would be what they would do. But I don't know. These steelbooks are cool. I mean, I'm gonna be doing a video on this later this week, so I won't dive into detail on it. But we're really entering that like 4K re-release era, I feel like. So I definitely want to elaborate on that and talk about that a little bit more in depth, and I'll do that later this week. But as of right now, that's the new Halloween steelbook announcements. We've also got a steelbook for Ouija, the one from 2014, not the good one, the one that Mike Flanagan directed. That was Origin of Evil, but this is the bad one. But this has a nice 4K steelbook. Now there wasn't any images, at least when I got this, of like the back or the interior artwork or anything. But yeah, 2014's Ouija is getting a 4K steelbook. Of course, it's already got a 4K from Scream Factory. This is one that I definitely won't be getting, because this movie is really terrible, and I think the price point on this one is also like 45 bucks, and this comes out on September the 9th. But let me know if you're a Ouija fan, if you're going to be grabbing this, if you're just a Scream Factory collector and you want to get it because of that. Let me know in the comment section below. This one, guys, I am very, very excited for. Now, I have said before, like of all the comedies, like this is a more modern comedy. It has that like the way it's like filmed, it's not like super cinematic, I don't feel like. It's kind of filmed like a sitcom, mostly taking place in the TV store. The TV, God, what do you got? It's like a Best Buy that they all work in or something like that. But it's a lot of that. It's a lot of conversational, like based stuff. But I don't know if this is. I mean, I'm sure it was shot on film. I'm sure it was shot on film. Maybe it wasn't, but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it can look better in 4K. But this is one that I wasn't necessarily like clamoring to get a 4K. But I do love the 40-year-old virgin. I remember seeing this in theaters back in 2005. It is the 20th anniversary. The fact that we're getting like not just a 4K upgrade, but a really awesome looking 4K steelbook as well. Kudos to Universal for giving this comedy that level of treatment, because it doesn't seem like they're doing this for Meet the Parents. But they feel like a 40-year-old or the 40-year-old virgin is important enough to do that with. And I kind of agree. I do think this is kind of a landmark, comedy movie. This kind of ushered us into the Apatow era in the mid 2000s for comedy, and that's an era I'm very fond of. I love those Apatow comedies like Knocked Up, and then of course we got Super Bad and This Is 40 and all that stuff we got in the 2000s. I just think is like top tier comedy. But this one's coming out on August the 12th. You're getting a 4K. You're getting a 4K steelbook. Like I said, I love the artwork on it. I think it's great. I think it pops. I think it looks fantastic. I will definitely be getting it. And just the fact that, we're finally getting this like appreciation for comedy so far. I've been calling for this for such a long time. I just watched Dirty Work on 4K over the weekend, all the features. Like, what a fantastic addition for that movie. And I'm happy. I'm happy. This was like maybe on the lower end of like the comedies I thought needed to come to 4K, but I'm still happy about it. And I'm happy it got a nice 4K steelbook, instead of just a regular like standard 4K upgrade. I mean, I do think it was a missed opportunity to not put some bags of sand on the back of it, but other than that, really awesome looking steelbook. I like the inside as well with Elizabeth Banks, kind of pulling him by the lips with her teeth. I think that's cool as well. But yeah, this is I like titties, so this is a good one, for me. I'm excited for it coming out August the 12th. All right, guys. I accidentally exited out of that. Let's talk about Erin Brockovich. This is also coming to 4K. This is coming out from Universal as well. And this one's coming out on August the 26th, just the standard 4K for this. Now, Universal and Warner Brothers, usually when they do the announcements, they won't show you, they won't indicate that there's a slipcover on their releases, but I'm sure this is going to have a slipcover on it. I don't think it's going to be like a manufactured on demand release or anything like that. But Erin Brockovich is certainly a movie that deserves a 4K upgrade. Like, to be honest, like, I would have liked to have seen this, like, come out from the Criterion Collection, maybe gets a few new special features because I don't think Universal's doing anything new with this. But, I could be wrong. You got Dolby Vision, you got HDR, you got Erin Brockovich, a look at real life experience, spotlight on location, the making of Erin Brockovich, 100 years of Universal, Academy Award winners, 100 years of Universal, a lot. So I don't know if any of that stuff's new. I would have to compare it to the Blu-ray that I have. But you do have Dolby Vision here. You got HDR. This is coming out in August 26th. And yeah, Erin Brockovich is a great film, directed by Steven Soderbergh. That came out in 2000. I mean, Julie Roberts did win Best Actress. I'm pretty sure she did. I wasn't really following the Oscars at that time, but it is a movie I kind of grew up with, and I always really loved this movie. So I'm excited to get this one on 4K. I'm sure it's going to look fantastic on 4K as well. And let's get into the Scream Factory, Shout Factory announcements for the month of September. So, of course, like with these, very, very kind of light on releases this month, but you also got to include the Steelbooks that we covered as well for the entire Scream Factory slate for the month of September. But it still looks like they're taking it a little bit easy this month. You got Mama coming to 4K. This, of course, is directed by it says Guillermo del Toro, but it's Andy Muschietti that directed this. So this is the movie that he directed that pretty much got him the job doing the It movies, the 2017 and 2019 It movies, and also the recent Flash movie he directed as well, which was not too popular. But Mama's okay. I remember liking it. It's been probably since 2013 since I've seen it. I don't know if I need a 4K of it. I've got it on Blu-ray. I think I'm fine. But cool that Scream Factory's putting it out for maybe super fans of the movie Mama. Then we've got Salvador, and this looks like a movie with James Woods. I'm not too familiar with this at all. This is coming out from Shout Select, and this is coming out on September the 2nd. We've also got Samurai Resurrection. This is getting a Blu-ray release on September the 9th. And we've got Peking Opera Blues, which is a part of the Hong Kong Cinema Classics line. And I think we've talked about this before, but this is going to be number 7 in that line. And this comes out on September the 23rd. So the Jet Li box set is the Hong Kong classics, like 1 through 5. And then I think there was, what was it called? City on Fire. I think that was number 6. And this is number 7 in that line. And I imagine, guys, we're going to be, getting those announcements for the John Woo films like Hard Boiled and stuff pretty soon. So, but yeah, if you're interested in the Hong Kong Cinema Classics line, looks like Shout Factory is devoting a lot of energy into that line. So very cool to see. But yeah, you got, 3 new 4Ks, you got a new Blu-ray, you got 3 new, steel books that are exclusive to Amazon. So, not a great month for Scream Factory, but, it could be the calm before the storm. Maybe in October, they're going to just blow us away with tons of announcements. We've also got Bring Her Back, which is a recent A24 film that was directed by the same people that directed the film Talk to Me. There is a 4K and a Blu-ray that is being prepared by A24, and this is supposed to come out on August the 26th. There's no official artwork yet or release details, but I'm sure this is going to be on the A24 website. It's going to be one of those little digipacks. It seems like A24 is just fully embraced, like, doing these movies physically themselves. Like, we used to see them do like some of these, exclusively on their website, those digipack releases, and then they would still do regular releases with Lionsgate. It seems like they've severed ties with Lionsgate. I feel like the last one that we saw Lionsgate do with A24, and I could be wrong because there's some smaller A24 films. I don't see all their movies. But I feel like it was Maxine. Like, we got Civil War and then we got Maxine. And I feel like that was maybe the last time that Lionsgate and A24 collaborated on a home video, Blu-ray, and 4K release. Again, I could be wrong. But since then, it feels like they've been doing all the A24 films exclusively on their website, but they're, or not exclusively, but on their website, you can get 4Ks and Blu-rays. in some cases, and just Blu-rays and others. But it's good that they also do put these on Amazon as well. So you will be able to get Bringer Back and on Blu-ray and 4K on Amazon, probably in Barnes and Noble, and I've also seen them in Walmart. So it seems like they're distributing them out to other retailers to do. They're not just exclusively doing them on their website like Lionsgate's doing with the Lionsgate Limited stuff. So I do think that that is good that they're at least doing that. But there's still, premium releases that are going to cost a little bit more than they did back when Lionsgate was putting the stuff out for them. But yeah, I'm sure this is going to have some new features. I haven't seen this movie. From what I understand, it's a pretty divisive film. I saw people that really didn't like it at all. Like I'm seeing it in the comments section, lame, 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 and then a must have. So we got two opposing opinions right there. But I'm still kind of excited to see it. I didn't love Talk to Me, but this one I've heard some really interesting things about. So I'm excited to watch it at some point. Again, going to be coming out on August the 26th. As of right now, of course, that could change. Um, then we got a new Jurassic World movie. Rebirth is in the theaters right now. There was a 4K Steelbook that was up on Zavi.com to pre-order. And they also indicated that another, which we'll get into in more details here in a second, but I put this out there before I put the other post out there. But there's a 7-film box set coming, and there's no official release date as of right now. But this is the Steelbook they decided to put out there, like the mainstream Steelbook. I think this is up for pre-order on Amazon right now as well, and also Groove. This is not great in my opinion. I don't like Steelbooks like this, like where they're just showing scenes from the movie. Like, and I feel like Jurassic World has done this before. I feel like Universal has done this before. Like Jurassic World Dominion, wasn't it just like blue on the cover or something? It was just like a, I don't know. I don't like that. I'd much prefer artwork with the title, um, or at least like the original poster. Like I don't know. I don't love this artwork at all. This is not something I would want to add to the collection. But you guys could maybe want to. But when I flip it, and this was all on Zavi, this is the first news that I got. They also indicated, yeah, another Steelbook was coming, which we'll get into in a second. But let me scroll over. Let's talk about Dogma, guys. Dogma, we talked about that a couple of times, I feel like, in the past month, but Kevin Smith's Dogma will be coming soon to 4K from Umbrella Entertainment, Australia and New Zealand rights only. And I also noted that I'm sure a US announcement is still to come. So do not think, like, when you see this, that Umbrella is going to be the only people to do Dogma and you're going to have to import it to get it on 4K. I do not believe that's the case. I think that Kevin Smith is working with Umbrella Entertainment. This could be who he indicated, like in the video that I put out there, because I did a short on my channel and my Instagram a few weeks ago. But also, I think we're getting this from Lionsgate too. I think that's kind of a no-brainer that we're going to get it with Lionsgate because he's worked with Lionsgate so many times in the past. So I can 100% see a Lionsgate limited steelbook of Dogma coming. I don't know if there'll be like a more available one on Amazon. I hope that there is. I hope they treat it like Kill Bill and they do like slipcover versions on Amazon and Blu-ray maybe as well too for people that just want the movie on Blu-ray. Because the Blu-ray's been out of print for quite some time. So hopefully we get like a new Blu-ray, a new 4K that's on Amazon, and then we'll get a 4K exclusive steelbook on Lionsgate Limited. But Umbrella is announcing that they are doing, I imagine, a big box set release of this in Australia, which is kind of exciting. Like just thinking about like what they could do with the box set and like booklets and slip covers and stuff. Like I get excited thinking about that kind of stuff, guys. Again, it's not all about the packaging. I get it. It's about the movie. But like for me, I'm a collector and I really get into packaging and stuff. And just especially when it's one of my favorite movies and I love Dogma. So I'm excited to see what they do with the packaging for an Umbrella release. But again, keep in mind this is Australian and New Zealand rights only. This does not indicate that this is all you're going to get. So I'm sure we're going to be getting a release in the States, and again, probably from Lionsgate. So definitely keep that in mind. All right, this is a big one, guys. Night of the Living Dead, not the original, but the 1990 remake, which I'll be honest, I have not seen the remake of Night of the Living Dead. So this is a new steelbook that is coming out from Sony. I think we've talked about this before in the past month or so that this was coming to 4K. Maybe I talked about it like 6 months ago because I feel like this has been a rumor for quite some time. And this is getting the 4K Steelbook treatment from Sony Pictures on September the 22nd. So just in time for the Halloween season. And there are guys, look, Sony is doing this, but they are treating this like a legitimate boutique release. Let me dive into some of the special features on here because I think this is going to kind of blow your mind. 4K Ultra HD disc. You got two versions of the feature presented in 4K resolution with Dolby Vision. There is a new uncensored cut, which apparently, is the cut that Tom Savini, who is the director, who is primarily a makeup effects guy for most of his career, but he directed this movie. This is the cut he always wanted to do. Like he was not 100% happy with the theatrical cut, and he always wanted to kind of be able to recut the movie and put out an uncensored cut or an unrated, director's cut, or a director's cut is what I mean. And he hasn't been able to do that. Well, Sony funded that for him to be able to recut the film, do the uncensored cut. Not only that, they restored it in 4K. So you have the new uncensored cut on here for the first time. Nobody's ever seen this before. It's supervised by director Tom Savini. The uncensored cut restores moments of graphic violence and delivers an alternate version of this horror classic. And then you also have the 1990 theatrical version as well on here in 4K. And again, both of these look to have HDR and Dolby Vision. So you got two cuts on 4K. And you've also got Dolby Atmos on this in both versions. You got English 5.1 in both versions. You got English 2-channel surround on the theatrical version only. And then you got a new commentary with director Tom Savini on the uncensored cut, moderated by Michael Felcher, which is super awesome. And then on the Blu-ray disc, you got the 1990 theatrical version of the feature presented. So it looks like both cuts on 4K are on the same disc. So they're probably utilizing some kind of seamless branching, I would imagine. Otherwise, I would think they would do two discs. But I think this is just a 2-disc set. Maybe it's a 3-disc. I'm not sure. But then on the Blu-ray disc, but it's not showing that. It's showing 2 discs down there. But on the Blu-ray disc, you got the 1990 theatrical version of the feature presented in HD resolution, sourced on the 4K master. So the Blu-ray disc is the theatrical cut that will be a 4K scan. So the Blu-ray disc is even going to look better than any of the past Blu-ray discs that we've gotten from Night of the Living Dead 1990. English 5.1 and 2-channel surround on that one. Now it is kind of unfortunate. It doesn't look like we're getting the uncut version on the Blu-ray disc. It would have been nice if they would have done both the theatrical version and the uncut version and did a separate, Blu-ray disc and did a 3-disc set. Like that would have been nice of them to do because I'm sure there's people that, maybe want the uncut version on Blu-ray as well, just to have it. Because, if you're like me, like I just like having both. I just like being able to have the option because I don't have a 4K player in every room in my house. So it's always good to have the option. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but I guess Sony didn't see the value in doing the uncut version on the Blu-ray disc. And I mean, look, it's still better than the alternative. Like with a lot of companies, I feel like in labels, you'll get the theatrical cut on 4K, and then you'll get like the unrated cut on Blu-ray, and people will complain that it's not on 4K. So at least you're getting both cuts on 4K, I guess is what I'm saying. But in addition to all that, guys, you get an archival commentary with director Tom Savini, which is a past, commentary. And then you get all these new interviews. You got a new interview with actor Bill Moseley. You got a new interview with actor William Butler. You got a new interview with actors McKee Anderson and Heather Mazur. You get a new interview with producers John Russo and Russell Strainer. You get a new interview with editor Tom Dubinsky. And you get a new interview with zombie performers Greg Funk and Dirk Ashton. So that is 6 brand new features, guys. That is boutique level stuff from a studio. I got to give Sony props. I complain about Sony a lot, and there's definitely things to complain about Sony. I might make a video on that at some point in the future, but I can't complain here. I can't hate here because they're doing like boutique level quality stuff, from a studio. So it's really kind of incredible and a little unprecedented what they're doing with this release right here. So I got to give Sony some props for that. And then you got Savini's Night with director Tom Savini featurette, which I imagine all this stuff is past archival stuff. Being Barber with actress Patricia Talman featurette. Return to the Living Dead with special makeup effects supervisors John Volnick and Everett Burrell. Featurette, The Dead Walk, making a featurette and theatrical trailer. So this is pretty much skyrocketed to the top of my most anticipated for the rest of the year. I'm super excited for this. I'm excited to watch the movie for the first time, to watch both cuts, to watch all the special features, to talk about it with you guys. And yeah, I'm super excited for this one. And I love the artwork. I know it's the original poster, but the interior artwork looks great. The back artwork looks great. And this is other than not having the uncensored cut on Blu-ray, this is a pretty perfect looking release in my opinion. So I gotta give Sony some props for it. But what do you think about this, guys? Are you a fan of this movie, the remake of Night of the Living Dead? I mean, the first one's an all-time classic. I love it. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys. So 28 years later, we talked about this either last week or the week before, but we got the Steelbook image. This is up for pre-order on Amazon right now. No official release date, but it does say that it's coming from Sony in fall of 2025. But yeah, just the Steelbook artwork as of right now, which is it's okay. Kind of reminds me of Madam Web a little bit, just a little minimalistic. It's got the white and gray kind of colors. But it's fine. I like the skull and stuff, and you can kind of see some of the characters on top of the skull right there, some of the zombie stuff or the infected stuff. Sorry, guys, underneath the skull. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I don't hate it, but I don't even know if I'm going to be buying this movie at least when it comes out on physical media. I saw it in theaters. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I need it right away. And plus, because it's Sony, it's going to be like a $45 steelbook, I'm sure. Next up, guys, Freaky Tales. I've unboxed the clamshell VHS 4K version on the channel, which is available on the Lionsgate website, Lionsgate Limited website. But it's nice that they are also doing a standard. They are doing a standard. Lionsgate is doing a standard of Freaky Tales on Blu-ray on August the 12th. So if you didn't want the 4K, the VHS clamshell case, the gimmick packaging that they did on Lionsgate Limited. If you just wanted the regular Blu-ray, they're putting it out. So I like to see that. Again, give people options. I hope they do a regular 4K as well. Like because it's in 4K, you might as well do a regular 4K and put that out there. But yeah, Freaky Tales I thought it was okay. That's all I'll say about it because I got more thoughts on it, which I'll talk about in my 4K ranking for the month of June pretty soon. But yeah, this is coming out on August the 12th. So if you wanted this movie, you didn't want to have to pay like $30 to get that gimmick packaging, you can get it off Amazon. Pre-order it right now. And I will have links, guys, down below. Anything that has links on Amazon or any other links that I can find, I'll put down below if you want to pre-order any of the stuff that I go over. Also, the deals I'll have linked down below. I'll also have what is new this week linked down below, which we'll get into later. All the links down below in the description, so definitely check that out. All right, let's get into some more Jurassic World Rebirth stuff. So this is a look at the Steelbook, which is an alternate Steelbook. And I think I found this on rarewaves .com. So I don't know if this is officially on Amazon yet. I don't know what the difference between this one is and the Steelbook I showed off earlier. Are they both going to be on Amazon? Because that one was on Zavi. That one was also on Groove to pre-order. This one's on Rarewave. So I don't know if this is like the UK Steelbook or what exactly is the difference between the two. If they're both going to be available, what's going to be exclusive to what? I don't have all that information yet, but I do know that this is available to pre-order on Rare Waves right now. And the other one that I went over is available to pre-order on Zavi and Groove. And I also do think it's available on Amazon as well, but I'll have to double check that. But yeah, no official release date announcement, but we do have an image of a Steelbook. We also have images of the 4K. We also have an image of a 4K 7 movie collection, which guys, there's gonna be more movies. So like maybe just wait. And you'll get an 8 movie collection, you get a 9 movie collection. So I don't know. Like, unless you just don't have any of them on 4K, you just want to go ahead and get them and you're fine with just collecting the singular versions going forward. Like maybe that 7 movie collection would be for you. But there's also a Blu-ray and there's also a Blu-ray 7 movie collection. I think there's also DVDs as well, like a DVD 7 movie collection and also a DVD of Jurassic World Rebirth. So there you go. All the Jurassic World Rebirth. I don't know if that's going to be the official artwork on those. It could change, but as of right now, that's what Rare Waves is showing. We've also got a Twisters double feature Steelbook. Talk about 4K re-releases, guys. So if you already got both of these 4K Steelbook, you can get another Twisters double feature. But if you don't have either one of these on 4K, I can tell you that Twister on 4K was my favorite 4K of last year. And I'm sure that Twisters look great on 4K too. I just didn't watch it physically because I watched it in the theaters. But this is coming out on August the 26th. The pre-order is up on Groove right now, and I think it's also up on Amazon as of right now as well. So this is a release that is strictly for people that didn't already buy these movies on 4K before, and maybe just super collectors of the Twisters franchise. Next up, guys, we finally got some images from The Conjuring on 4K. So James Wan's The Conjuring will be getting a 4K and a 4K Steelbook from Warner Brothers on August the 26th. This is the official artwork reveal. So I know some people were complaining about the, blank artwork that I showed off a couple of weeks ago, but I did say in that video, guys, that I felt like that was placeholder and we would get like official artwork in a couple of weeks. And that's exactly what happened. But this is coming out on August the 26th. This is official art. This is the official artwork reveal, and pre-orders are up on groove.com and Amazon for the regular 4K and the 4K Steelbook of this. So, I mean, the cover's simple. I like it. I mean, you got Lily Taylor. It's a pretty iconic like image from the movie. So I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of it. I do think it's interesting that the regular 4K cover and the Steelbook cover are the same. I think that's kind of interesting, because you don't usually see Warner Brothers do that too often. Usually there's differences, but yeah, I'm excited to get this on 4K though, guys. I've been calling for it to come to 4K for the longest time. So this one is definitely a no-brainer for me. Very excited for The Conjuring on 4K and hope we get the sequel as well. Next up, guys, I did an entire live stream just kind of talking about the Vinegar Syndrome announcements last week, but in case you didn't want to check that out or you didn't check that out, these are the new announcements we got from Vinegar Syndrome. There are more, which we'll get into in a second on the actual website, but we got Mac and Me on 4K, of course. Very excited for Mac and Me. This is a very nostalgic movie for me from my childhood. So this is the kind of stuff I wanted Vinegar Syndrome to release, guys. I made a video about it and they did it. I'm not saying they did it because of the video, but it's like I would love, I want more of these like cult kids classics. I want stuff like Suburban Commando. I want Surf Ninjas. And of course, I want a Mac and Me as well. So I'm very excited for this. I think the artwork on it is incredible, especially the interior, like slipcover artwork is great. You got the family portrait on it. All good stuff. The Rage Carry 2 got a 4K, which I'm also excited about. I definitely grew up with this film. It does not match the original, but like I remember having some enjoyment with it for sure when I was a kid. You also got the Card Player from Dario Argento is coming out on 4K, and then you got Young Gary, Monster from the Deep, coming out on 4K as well. And then scrolling over, we also got We're No Angels. That is the new cinematograph release. This is starring Robert De Niro and Sean Penn. Just a Blu-ray, not a 4K. We've also got Satan's Bed, which is getting a Blu-ray, I think, VSA release. And then we've got Night Beast and Extra 3, Watch the Skies, which are both getting re-releases with new slipcovers with newly commissioned artwork. So, yeah, that's the Vinegar Syndrome stuff that I caught and posted about. Let me jump on the site real quick because they've been announcing stuff every single day. And right, I think as I'm filming this, like 50 minutes ago, they announced a title. But let's see. They announced 5 Dead on the Crimson Canvas from DeGosser Video. And there's also a VHS version of that. We've also got a VHS version of Savage Dawn. We've also got the Nick Milnard Action Collection, which has 5 films from that director. That is a VSA as well. And we've got Fire Maidens of Outer Space from Vinegar Syndrome Labs. So if you guys are interested in any of those titles, there you go. All right, so let's jump to the next story, guys. The Unholy Trinity. Warner Brothers will be releasing The Unholy Trinity, which is a new Western with Samuel Jackson and Pierce Brosnan. I'm pretty interested in this. I haven't really heard too much about it, but yeah, I'll probably be getting this one for sure. But this is coming out on August the 26th. And if you've seen it, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. We've also got The Boys season 4. I didn't even know they were on the 4th season. Like I watched the first season of this show, and halfway through the second, I just stopped watching. Not because it was bad. I don't know. It just got my attention was elsewhere at the time, I guess. So I need to pick it back up at some point because I did like the show. But Sony will be releasing the 4th season of The Boys on Blu-ray 2-disc set on August the 19th. So if you're a fan of the show, you can buy it on August the 19th. And it's cool that, because this is an Amazon show, guys. So it's always cool to see a streaming show get a physical release. So always got to point that out as well. Then, guys, from Imprint Films, another overpriced 4K box set, I'm sure. I didn't dive into the price details on this, but we got a Wolf Creek 4K UHD plus Blu-ray hard box case right there, 20th anniversary limited edition hard box. And this is coming out on September the 24th from Imprint Films over in Australia. This thing's got all kinds of special features. It's limited to 1,500 copies. And I think they put out Wolf Creek on Blu-ray for the first time just a few years ago, like maybe back in 2022 they did that. But I've got a Blu-ray Steelbook from what was that? It was a Lionsgate release, like as a part of like their Bloody Disgusting Steelbook line, which was cool that they did that because that was the first time that movie was out on Blu-ray in the States. But this thing's got, it looks like this has maybe some new features on it as well, or maybe this is just all the stuff that they had on the Blu-ray release from back in the day. But yeah, they got a making of on here, deleted scenes. You got a 104-minute unrated cut on Blu-ray. And then you got the unrated cut on 4K as well. So looks like a cool release. I saw Wolf Creek in the theaters back in the day, and I haven't seen it since. Not that I didn't like it, it's just a movie that I never felt the need to return to. But I know it's an Australian classic, and cool that it's getting this kind of release. I do think it's kind of cool. The box set artwork matches his like shirt in the movie. That's kind of cool. Next up, guys, we got Stargate. I know there's going to be a lot of people that's disappointed. You probably perked up for a second. Is that a 4K? Because when I did that video about the people or the titles that people wanted to come to 4K the most, like a lot of people called out Stargate from 1995, directed by Roland Emmerich, starring Kurt Russell. So I'm sure when you saw this initially, you're like, oh, is that a 4K? It's not. It's a Blu-ray, but I thought it was worth mentioning because the artwork on it is pretty cool. But British label Final Cut Entertainment is preparing a Blu-ray release of Roland Emmerich's Stargate. And this is scheduled to come out on July the 21st. So this is one that you would have to import from the UK, or if you're in the UK, you can just pick it up. But looks like a cool release. I don't know if there's going to be like any special features, new features or anything like that on it, but I like the slipcover and it's got different artwork from the actual like case itself. And if you're a Stargate fanatic, maybe you wanted to know about this. But yeah, hopefully we get that 4K at some point. I think this would be a perfect release for Arrow Video to do, honestly. All right, so next up, guys, we got Throw Mama from the Train, and this is coming soon from Kino Lorber later this year. So yeah, I actually haven't seen this. Danny DeVito, Billy Crystal. So I would be down to watch this one for the first time. And it's another comedy coming to 4K, so very cool. We also got that's all the announcements. Let's get into the deals. We got a new Arrow video sale going on right now, July the 4th through the 30th. I may make a video about this, just diving into the details, kind of like I did with Kino Lorber a couple of days ago. Because there's the Arrow sales never like impress like some of the other sales, but sometimes you'll find some really good deals. And I think I found some really decent deals. So I do want to highlight some of those in a video. Maybe tomorrow I'll do that actually. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Summer Scares, Camp Arrow video sale going on right now, July the 4th through the 30th. And I'll have it linked down below in the description, guys. Then you got a July 4th sale from MVD Shop. This is only going on until July the 8th. So when this goes up, guys, you're really going to only have a day to partake in this sale. But I try to post this stuff on my social media accounts. So again, guys, this is why you should follow me on these accounts to know about these sales when they happen. But there's all kinds of 4K and Blu-ray titles on here in MVD Shop that's on sale, from Blue Underground, Arrow Video, Synapse Films, a lot of the MVD Rewind titles. You got Blu-rays, you got 4Ks, you got DVD. So they got all kinds of stuff on there to check out on this sale. And again, I'll link this one down below in the description as well. Of course, also, guys, we've got the Vinegar Syndrome subscriber week sale going on right now. The last day is tomorrow, or today. Sorry, guys, I'm filming this on Sunday. So today is the last day for the Vinegar Syndrome subscriber week sale. We've also got a Kino Lorber sale that's going on for a couple more weeks. And then we've got the Criterion Barnes & Noble sale that's going on until July the 27th. So no shortage of sales going on right now, guys. Tons of sales. And we've also got a sale going on Groove. Also, let me delete this. There is a July 4th weekend sale, if I can back it up, on some Blu-ray titles. And this is going on until maybe today, but a lot of times they'll say it's gonna end and then it just doesn't. They'll just keep them on here. But yeah, a lot of good Blu-ray titles. You got Dave on there, which is an Ivan Reitman film. That's cool. So yeah, maybe a couple of things you can find on here that may interest you. But yeah, a lot of good sales going on in Groove all the time. They're always doing the good sales. We've also got some stuff going on Amazon as well. And remember, guys, like Amazon will price match a lot of the Criterion stuff on sale. I always suggest that you support Barnes and Noble first. But Amazon, they swoop in, they try to price match during the sale. So you can get a lot of the Criterion titles for 50% off on Amazon right now as well. And let me click on this Sorcerer real quick. And no, that one is not 1998 on 4K. That's the Blu-ray version. But yeah, you got the Three Musketeers, 34.98. The Wild Robot is currently 17.99 to get on 4K. So any deals that I find, guys, I will link down below in the description. But yeah, Choose Me is on here. The 4K of Choose Me is actually cheaper on Amazon than it is Barnes and Noble because I'm seeing it's 21.58. So sometimes you'll find that's the case. You can get stuff for cheaper on Amazon than you can the actual Barnes and Noble sale. So, take that information and use it how you will. All right, let's jump back into the new release announcements for this week. We've actually got a lot of good stuff coming out this week, including Sinners from Warner Brothers coming out on 4K, 29.95, and all these releases come out this Tuesday, guys, July the 8th. But Sinners is coming out from Warner Brothers on 4K for 29.95, Blu-ray for 24.95, and a 4K Steelbook for 37.95. A little disappointed that the 4K Steelbook is sold out, but I should have known it was a very popular film in theaters that a lot of people would want to get it. And I've seen people show it off in person, and damn, I wish I had that. It is a nice Steelbook. I'm gonna have to try to get it if they ever put it back in stock. But because I really like the movie, and the Steelbook is so freaking phenomenal. I love it. And then you got the Clueless 4K coming out from Paramount for 19.95. Not a bad price for a new 4K. There's also an Amazon exclusive Steelbook, which I'll show off here in a second. Steelbook set with art cards and booklets that's coming out for 39.99. Hell of a Summer is coming out on Blu-ray as well from Decal releasing for 15.99. Barry Lyndon is coming out on 4K from Criterion for 34.99. Abigail is coming out on 4K from Screen Factory for 32.99. Fallout Season 1 is coming out from Warner Brothers on 4K for 34.95 and Blu-ray for 29.95 and a 4K Amazon exclusive Steelbook, which is also showing that it's out of stock as well, just like the Sinners 4K Steelbook. We've also got Earthquake coming out from Universal on 4K for 25.59, also a 4K Steelbook for 39.19 as well. And then we've got Until Dawn on 4K, guys, coming out from Sony for 49.99. They may have lowered that price by now, but I do also want to note that Sony is only doing a 4K of Until Dawn. I may have thoughts. I may do a video on that at some point in the near future because I am not a huge fan of that. Only doing a 4K for a new film. I'm not a big fan of that. Then we've also got, let's see, The Amateur coming out from Disney on 4K for 37.49. Also a Blu-ray for 29.99. Then we've got The Little Things coming out on 4K from Warner Brothers for 30.07. The Legend of Ochi is coming out on Blu-ray from A24 for 29.99. And again, I'll have all the stuff that has Amazon links, guys. I will have linked down below. So if you want to order any of this stuff, definitely use those links. I would appreciate it. They're affiliate links and they help support the channel. We've also got In a Violent Nature, which I definitely grabbed. I'm excited about that. Getting a 4K Steelbook from RLJE for 27.49. Lois and Clark, the complete series, the Superman series from the 90s, is coming out on Blu-ray, guys, for the first time from Warner Brothers for 94.99. We've also got Grave of the Fireflies coming out on Blu-ray from Shop Factory for 17.99. Also a Steelbook for 21.99. We got Batman Ninja coming out on 4K from Warner Brothers for 22.99. Man on Wire coming out on Blu-ray from Magnolia for 26.99. Cafe Flesh is coming out on Blu-ray from Mondo Macabro for 19.12. Bahachi Bushido is coming out on Blu-ray from Mondo Macabro. I don't have images of those guys. I'm sorry. For 19.12. We also got Sugar Hill coming out on Blu-ray from Kino Lorber for 15.99. The Rule of Jenny Penn coming out on Blu-ray from Shudder for 13.99. Then we've got C, which is another streaming show getting a physical release, which is cool. The complete series is coming out on Blu-ray from fifth season for $54.99. We've also got Shadow Force getting a Blu-ray from Lionsgate for $20.99. Let's Start a Cult is getting a Blu-ray as well from MPI Media Group for $24.49. And lastly, we have A Life at Stake Blu-ray coming out from Film Masters for $18.99. And this last image, guys, is the Clueless box set, Steelbook box set, which looks amazing. And then you've got the Fallout Steelbook as well. Now, the Clueless box set, I believe, is still available, whereas the Fallout one did sell out. But there you have it, guys. That is the Physical Media Report episode 271. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you feel more informed in the world of physical media. Please, if you can, drop this video a like, subscribe to my channel, comment down below of everything we discussed. What are you the most excited about? Turn on bell notifications for all future videos and follow me on all my social media accounts. Those links are down below in the description, and we'll see you next time.